Hello everyone, we're going to talk about another benefits of running a design thinking method, and in this case it's about how to break down team silos when you're designing for user-centered products. So in our experience, I've never heard a leader or manager say that people don't really want to collaborate or people want to collaborate less. If anything, pretty much all of the time I hear people saying that we want to collaborate more, we want to just do it more efficiently. The problem is it's hard to collaborate when you don't know how to facilitate that. And so these are some of the points that I have that I can share with you in terms of how you can break down team silos within your organization that could help you design better products together. When we're breaking down team silos, one of the design thinking methods that we could do at the beginning is to establish a shared goal. So one of the principles of design thinking is that you have a clear goal when you're starting. So the first thing that you wanted to do as a team is to establish a shared goal. And there are so many ways as to how you could do this, which I won't get into right now. There are other videos for this, which we can share as well. But essentially, you want everyone to align when it comes to the goal that we're trying to achieve, and potentially even uncover the things that could prevent that goal from happening. Number two is to reform your design process. You need to be open to iterate your design process, because the product that you're dealing with might have gone through a design process that is no longer relevant today. And so what you want to do is to reform the design process to make sure that it's suited with the current needs of the business, the people that are in the business, perhaps the skill sets that are there. And so you want to look for opportunities to optimize certain things. If in the past your design process took, say, 2 months or 3 months to do, there might be methods out there that will allow you to achieve something within 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So the design sprint does that really, really well in the context of design thinking. Number three is to also be open about assembling a cross-functional leadership team. Oftentimes I find the best collaboration happens when you bring different minds together from different levels of expertise and background. So for example, if we're running a workshop with the head of design, the head of marketing, finance, and let's say sales together, oftentimes they bring so much value when they're being put in a room together, again, as long as they're facilitated well. So if you have a bigger organization and you have those type of resources and great minds within the organization, think about the opportunities in bringing them together, or even their team members, so there's cross-functional collaboration that brings a lot of value in product design. Number four is to encourage knowledge sharing. There's a lot of ways as to how you do this. I often hear excuses where it's hard for us to organize a time or dedicate a time for knowledge sharing, which is absolutely fine and it's understandable. But oftentimes when people share knowledge, it actually brings a lot of value in the future and not instantly. So oftentimes great leaders might organize, a knowledge sharing event, even if it's like once a month, and it'll feel very fast that once a month is way too often, that you can even do that once every 3 months or once every 6 months. It doesn't really matter, as long as there are opportunities for your team members to share ideas, share knowledge, share things that they've found, or just simply experiences. It's one way to get teams to collaborate a lot better, and it builds a great culture as well. And guys, can I just say, if you enjoy these content and you appreciate the videos that we're making and you wanted to share it with your friends and family and team members and colleagues, or even your managers, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. And if you yourself haven't subscribed already, please do so. That will mean the world to me. Number five is to communicate early, often, and please use common language when you do this as well. It's very easy for us as practitioners or professionals to get into the jargons and the technical terms of things. But oftentimes when you work in a cross-functional team, designers can talk very differently to developers, or developers can talk in a very different way using different words, and chances are the salesperson might not understand what you're saying. So if you use common language and you communicate early, you talk to each other quite often, you keep everyone in the loop, you can set expectations quite well early on, and it just reduces a lot of unnecessary risks or misunderstanding towards the end. Number 6 is to allow for constructive feedback between teams. There are methods as to how you can do this. You can do some research in terms of how to share feedbacks between team members or the best way to do that. But there are ways where you don't look for someone to blame, essentially, is what we're aiming for here. There's no pointing fingers to each other. Look for a solution. So don't focus too much on the problem, but together you can come up with a solution. And one way to do that really oftentimes is just to allow for room where team members or teams can provide constructive feedback between each other. So in line with knowledge sharing, you can expand cross-collaboration opportunities as well. That's one way to break down silos really quickly when you have team members from different departments collaborate with each other for a specific goal. So if we talk about product design, when you have a designer working directly with, say, a marketing person or a salesperson or a customer service person, oftentimes that breaks down the silos very, very quickly as long as they have a common goal and they know that they're both building a product together and they're co-designing something together. That's a really great way to break a silo. Number 8 is to standardize cross-collaboration tools. So if you have that, I'm going to use the same example as I mentioned earlier, a designer and a salesperson working together, you wanted to make sure that they share the same data, they're reading the same insights, and they can document their findings and their work in the same place. And to do that, you want to have a software that can cater for both the designer and the salesperson, that it makes it easier for them to collaborate with each other. Number 9 is an important one, but oftentimes forgotten. You need to celebrate success together. So as team members working in cross-functional teams, cross-functional departments, when you have successes, whether you achieve a small metric even, or a small KPI, it's important to celebrate together, because when you do that together, then there's more opportunities for you to be able to celebrate that common goal and want to be able to do the same thing again in the future, or even share that success with other team members and departments, that it will inspire them. There you go, guys. I hope that helps you in your process, in your career, in terms of teamwork as well between you and your team members within your organization. Hopefully that helps you break down the silo or encourage your team members to break down the silo, and it helps the culture, the overall culture as a whole. I hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you in the next video.